getting on TikTok. One of my very good friends, Gwinder, that's been on the show 3 or 4 times, wrote a phenomenal article about TikTok, and I want to go through it today with you. So, in a survey asking American and Chinese children what job they most wanted, the top answer among Chinese kids was astronaut, and the top answer among American children was influencer. Since 1970, the Western average IQ has been steadily falling, at least in part due to ease of access to entertainment. So even if you're able to use your brain, the goals that you work toward are more pointless. You're a TikTok user, right?
Yep. Yeah. Like it's the article's amazing, and everyone should definitely give it a read. But I think one of the there's different sections to this, and I think the top line actually, if I'm not mistaken, the most downloaded, the most successful app in history. And the reason it's most successful app in history is because of a multitude of different factors, but a lot of it is like this work to reward ratio, and it's very slanted towards the reward. The least
correct.
amount of work you can do, the most dialed in algorithm to feed you as quickly as possible. And that is something that I didn't even know was happening to me when I downloaded TikTok. But I remember one night I stayed up until like 5:30 in the morning, and I was probably on it from like midnight to 5:30, and it felt like I didn't even do anything. That was like, and then I realized, like, wait a minute, you can't go to sleep at 5:30 in the morning and be a regular human being. That's strictly because of TikTok, and so then I was able to mitigate that.
Yeah. So this article from Gwinder, I'm going to go through a little bit of it now. For the people that haven't read it, this will give you a nice overview. So previously, you would have gone to war with your enemies by using weapons of pain, right? You would have sieged them inside of their castle. You would have cut off the food supplies. You would have tortured people. You would have killed them with axes. But this is the first pleasure weapon of mass destruction rather than a pain weapon of mass destruction. It's using weaponizing, commercializing, and leveraging pleasure to sedate people into the outcomes that it wants. The reason that TikTok is able to learn your preferences so fast is because the shortness of the videos allows it to iterate much more quickly. It's also supposedly using the front-facing camera to detect facial expressions. You see that little bit?
Yeah, that was okay. So that one was the one that really freaked me out. But there's a part of TikTok that, like, there are these viral trends that happen where people scan their face on it, and then it like shows like an animal that they look like, or the AI generation of what it is. I'm like, you realize we're just scanning our faces like to a perfect degree, and then publishing it out on the internet, and like the AI can just continually use that. I mean, everyone's face is pretty much dialed in now.
Wasn't there was that app Age Yourself, Ageify or something? Do you remember when everyone made themselves look older? That was maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
And then somebody said, hey, don't do this because they're creating a database with your facial features. Yeah, TikTok is doing that every single day.
So you can actually go onto TikTok's website, and in the developer tools on the back end, which is linked in Gwinder's article, it shows the different categories. That this is already built in. This is already available for developers on TikTok. It's out there it's like tiktok.com/features/some other bullshit. Okay, so TikTok is able to learn preferences quickly because of how short the videos are. Right. That's really interesting, right? Because, you can iterate so fast through these different preferences. Acts that this has included from being on TikTok, none of which I knew about, include licking toilets, snorting suntan lotion, eating chicken cooked in NyQuil, and stealing cars. One challenge known as Devious Licks encourages kids to vandalize property. I think that was actually toilets. While the Blackout Challenge, in which kids
Devious lick, like doing a lick is like doing like a vandalism thing.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't the toilet thing. That's a separate lick, Chris. Okay?
No, no. Licking toilets, yes, but the Devious Licks was done on toilets as well. The vandalism.
Oh, yeah, they would like explode toilets and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Blackout Challenge, in which kids purposefully choke themselves with household items, has even led to several deaths, including a little girl a few days ago. There is evidence that watching such content can cause mass psychogenic illness. Researchers recently identified a new phenomenon where otherwise healthy young girls who watched clips of Tourette's sufferers developed Tourette's-like tics.
Yeah, it goes on to talk about TikTok brain.
Yes, I'm going to get.
Are you going to get to that?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So move on to that because that I feel like that is that's an insane term that like really is starting to mess with me. People need to read this article, and you're like,
well, look, this is the front end of the funnel.
Go.
Okay, so although this is super dumb, right? You can have a short-term level of insanity because it encourages you to cook chicken in NyQuil or break a toilet seat and steal cars and get yourself in trouble. The problem is what it does to people over the long term. That's what you're getting to. There's a substantial body of research showing a strong association between smartphone addiction, shrinkage of the brain's gray matter, and digital dementia, an umbrella term for the onset of anxiety and depression and the deterioration of memory, attention span, self-esteem, and impulse control. Crucially, the last of those increases the addiction, right? If the thing that you're using reduces your ability to control your impulses, then it is going to be more likely that you continue to do it. Because the videos are so short and require so little focus, many habitual TikTokers can already be found complaining on websites like Reddit about their loss of mental ability, a phenomenon that's come to be known as TikTok brain.
yes.
TikTok's capacity to stupefy people both acutely by encouraging idiotic behavior and chronically by atrophying the brain should prompt consideration of its potential use as a new kind of weapon, one that seeks to neutralize enemies, not by inflicting pain and terror, but by inflicting pleasure.
So there's a couple things, like as someone who I only open TikTok like for an hour, and it's crazy how just like zoom, it just powers into your brain, right? And the algorithm is perfect. The interface is perfect. It covers the entire screen. It's this dumbed down, like, just hops into my like monkey brain and just like, okay. So at least I'm sitting here and talking to you about the implications of that, and I have self-control over it. Now imagine, like, I don't think a child could have this conversation. I don't think any kid is even thinking along these lines at all. And that's really frightening to me, man. Like I wish there was a way to display this. In fact, there are some people on TikTok who are talking about this thing, and you just swipe. You're like, wow, that's crazy. TikTok is a really fucked up place. Swipe. Okay, now we got, now we got a next video. I swear to God, man, there was a creator on TikTok. He was like, we're not meant to be like literally crying. I've been brought to tears from TikTok videos because it's like a really emotional video on someone surviving cancer and like hitting a home run and for their like passed away father, and like I'm crying. And then the next video is some just like meme compilation that is just completely meaningless, and then into some chick dancing around and lip syncing. Like, it's crazy. And the funniest thing is, while this creator is saying this, he's like, you're not meant to consume stuff like this. I am consuming it like this. So the next one is just it's wild.
Trying to defeat the system by using the system is always going to be a difficult challenge, right?
Right. And I think this kind of leads into the accelerationism part of the article, which I know you're going to get to. But it's funny. It's like, how do we fight this without influence? And how do you gain influence without being a part of the problem? That is ultimately what we're having to deal with. And he offers like a real grassroots solution, but it's kind of like, I don't know how effective that's going to be.